has moved into the finals hall, and we're on the finals piece. This is the bronze medal match, and it is a match-up between Poland and France. And David, you watched the Poles come through a tricky match against Germany, and their progression through to this bronze medal match has been up and down.
Well, Poland came in seeded number 5. They're a strong team. They took out Belgium in the round of 16, and then in the quarterfinals, they had a big matchup with Germany. They were behind. They clawed their way back in. They got it to 44-44. And in a dramatic finish, they knocked out the number 4 seed Germany and made it into the semifinals against Italy, but lost there fairly convincingly, 45-30.
And the French,
my, what a story.
The French went up against Russia, who they've had some really close encounters with in the past.
Well,
but this time it was not to be, was it?
They're the number 2 seed. They're the number 2 seed. They had a bye in the 64, straight into the 8. They faced off against Belarus, beat them 45-23, and then faced off against Russia, and then total collapse.
What was the score?
45-10.
45-10, wasn't
all
it? Wow.
3 of the, all 4, because they had a substitution. All 4 of their fencers, ended up in like double figures, negative indicators. So it's going to be interesting what we see here, because, France, I think, still got a lot in the tank, and the Poles are, they're a strong team, ranked number 5 in the world. They are, or in this competition, and they're up for a fight. They have been all day. For France, it will be Maxime Pauty, Jeremy Cadeau, and Erwin Lepechu to start. Enzo Lefort in reserve. And for Poland, Leszek Rajski, Michael Seiss, and Christian Grglewski will open, and Andrei Radkowski in reserve.
Before they get started, David, just explain through how they will pick their order and how they decide which order they go in.
Well, it's a little bit of rock, paper, scissors. We keep talking about that, but I mean, you decide. You know the other team, okay? So you know who you want to open, you know who you want to close. In the case of France, Erwin Lepechu. All 3 fencers have to fence the other 3 fencers. So there are 9 legs here. And it's, do you know the game, what is it, Battleship, where, you've got a grid, and then you guess the numbers to see if you hit. It's a little bit like Battleship. But you know that everybody has to fence everybody else. And so it's a little bit of blind chess.
So the order is predetermined, isn't it? So Erwin Lepechu on the French side going as anchor, because they're on the left-hand side of the draw. Then anchor then goes 1 and 5. Is that right?
Well, no, they can be anywhere in there, but not in consecutive legs. Okay, we've got Erwin Lepechu opening and closing, because Erwin Lepechu is in every sense the anchor of a France team, because he is just a master of team fencing. And they want him to set the tone for France, and then they want him in there to finish, because as we saw a year ago in Tbilisi, he has just a sense of determination.
Yeah, once he gets the wind in his sails, he can really fly, can't he? And does one of those fencers that does better in team competition almost than he does in individual. He really does give it all for the team. And in this first leg, he is up against Christian Grglewski. And
Grglewski. Don't they have anybody named Smith?
Grigolowski is 23 years old. He's only ranked 149 in the world. In fact, the Polish have all got, they're all quite young, apart from Rajski. Leszek Rajski's 34. He's the veteran of the team. He's the experience. But they have a young and they have an up-and-coming team.
Well, they are really up for it. And they have come out all guns blazing here.
So first 3 points go to the Poles. And referee calls halt.
It's Gaspari Armata, referee for the first 2 legs. And he will rotate with Rail Nagimov. Well, France picking up where they left off, which is
well, they left off in the previous match.
yeah.
You know, this is the first leg, but they lost heavily to the Russian team, and they are the defending champions. Last time round in Tbilisi, France beat Russia in the final, and wow.
Well, Lepeshu is asking for a video review here, but wow. I'm just looking for the. Yeah, Paul stands. First leg is done. 5-0 for Poland. Grigolewski looking really, really strong there. Lepeshu looking all at sea. And we go to the second, Maxim Pauty for France and Michael Seiss for Poland.
Well, Maxim Pauty could pull off something here. He had a really good individual tournament. Exciting young fencer, just 24 years old, ranked 33rd in the world, but he's on his way up.
I've gone back to the score sheet from the semi-final, and Erwin Lepeshu closed for France and failed to score. So that is 2 straight scoreless innings for Lepeshu. They can't afford that. Somebody needs to light the fire for France, and hopefully for their sake it will be Maxime Pauty.
Well, he's a dynamic fencer, as a fun to watch, very explosive flesh attack, turns his body into an arrow-like flesh. Where we get the word Fletcher, the surname Fletcher from. Someone who makes
arrow makers.
Someone who makes arrows. Comes from the French word flesh.
We learn something new every day.
Every day's a learning day.
An adventure. Every day is an adventure.
What is the delay here?
I don't know.
What is the issue?
They may need new batteries in the remote. I believe that may actually be the case. Or they, I think they may have the wrong remote.
Maxime Pauty adopting the cyclist's mantra, never stand when you can sit, never sit when you can lie down.
I might adopt that myself.
Yeah, Maxime Pauty was 7th in the individual competition. And this is his first major championships as a senior. In fact, he got his first podium in the World Cup this year. And
that's right.
Yeah, first podium, first win. More than just a podium. He was on top of the podium. That was in St. Petersburg in May this year. So his form has rocketed.
Well, if you're young and just getting started on the senior circuit, that can really fill your sails.
So we're underway in the second period. Michael Seiss trying to keep the distance close here, not allow Pauty.
Pauty's going to get things going here for France.
Yeah, the French get them going. First point for France.
Attack Seiss. And Pauty asked for a video review.
According to the FRA website, Maxime Pauty's nickname is Pingu. Pingu Pauty. He moves better than Pingu.
I think we'll just sort of leave it at Maxime for the purposes of this. There's nothing given there. In that last exchange, Pauty got a parry and couldn't put it on the target.
Takes his time establishing that opening, doesn't he, Pauty? And then will launch the attack.
Well, he's setting things up very nicely, and then every now and then throws in just this sudden burst, and it keeps your opponent off balance. Element of surprise, lovely counter attack there. They might just want to leave him in for all 9 legs. Well, it's 8 now. Still at Pauty's attack. Michael Seiss is like, can he do that? Is that allowed?
So the target score in this second leg is 10.
The counter is out of time. Still Seiss's attack.
And that's the great thing about these team competitions, is that if you're trailing, then as long as you get on with it, you score points within the 3-minute allocated time period, you can make up all the deficit. 5 is not the target if you're behind. You don't need to score 5. Sometimes you'll see lower scoring matches.
Well,
and then you'll get big sways.
It's not just points. 5, it's the multiple of 5 of the leg that you're in. So in the third, here it's 10. In the third, it's 15. But, you know, this is foil, and so time can play a big difference.
Going for it again, but Michael Seiss aware of that one. Starting to expect these attacks and better ways of dealing with them.
Yeah, step back and pick up the blade.
Oh, he just walked straight on. Well, you'll not want to watch that one back, put it that way. Michael Seiss, sometimes it doesn't work to plan. Just got to put those points to the back of your mind and carry on. So Poland need just one more.
Still Pauty's attack. He's doing all the right things here. But he can't do this on his own. That's the thing. Yeah. Final action, parry, Michael Seiss. He can close it out here, 10-6. But, you know, it's the first time we've seen France score more than 2 points in any leg today.
Yep, so 6 for Pauty and 5 for Seiss.
All right, Jeremy Cadeau is on for France in the third. Leszek Rajski for Poland.
So now the reserve for the French is Enzo Lefort.
Well, he is there if needed. You know, you might think, just in case, you know, Pauty is having a hard time, I think they're going to put him in for somebody. It'd probably be Erwin Lepechou, which would be a tragedy.
Jeremy Cadeau on for France. Tall left-hander. Kind of unusual on-guard position. Looks a little bit like a praying mantis. Kind of Karate Kid, isn't it?
Mm. All right, well, he's come to life. Maybe there is hope for France after all.
Jeremy Cadeau, 31 years old. He's part of the French Olympic team in Rio. Took a silver in the team competition there.
Well, final action there in very close quarters. Parry and riposte for Cadeau. Still Cadeau's attack. Rajski's counter. Out of time. First there for Rajski.
Rajski, the veteran of the Polish team, 34. Placed 23rd in the individual competition. Cadeau trying to beat the blade of the pole.
Still Rajski's attack off target.
Yeah, Cadeau trying to score out of time and get away and not get hit.
The French are making lovely use of counterattacks here, and it's really paying off. And a parry there from Cadeau. And we're level.
Well, Jeremy Cadeau's doing a great job for France.
Cadeau's attack.
Yeah, 6 points from Cadeau to just the 1 from Rajski. And France are back in the lead, or, well, not back in the lead. They've taken the lead for the first time in this match.
Just judging from what
Oh, that's nice.
what Cadeau has done coming in after Pouty, maybe the coach said, just go out there and do what Pouty did. And halt has been called. But here's what's interesting. We go into the 4th, and it is Pouty back on. Okay, Pouty has sort of lit the rocket here for France. Cadeau comes out, keeps it going. Then we've got Pouty in again. And that could put France in a really strong position if Pouty can keep the thing going.
Jeremy Cadeau has scored 8 points so far. 1 more from the Frenchman will see us through out of round 3 and into round 4.
Well, to come from a scoreless opening leg.
Well, I think the only thing that Aymeric Clot, the French foil team coach, will be worried about is what is happening with Erwan Lepechu, because he's their anchor man. And even if they get a lead, if Pechu comes on and can't score, then it could let the Poles straight back in.
Well, yes, that's correct.
So do you sub him? Pechu's not the kind of fencer that would just go on and contain either. He likes to...
he creates things.
Yeah, he likes to go at it. So he's not... it's not your kind of holding player, if you like.
Well, Lefort is still sat. He's got the clipboard in his hand, so he's keeping score for the team. And he does not look... He does not look like he's in any hurry to get up and on the piste. You know, look, I mean, sometimes even, you know, some of your strongest fencers in a team event will have an off leg. They'll, you know, they get in a rut. But if anybody can pull themselves out, it's going to be Erwan Lepechu. I expect to see him in the 5th.
Well, Leszek Rajski's rallied and brought the scores level, so the next point will take us through to the break, and it goes to the pole as Jeremy Cadeau just asks for his foil to be checked, but that is the end of leg 3, and we roll into leg 4. Maxime Pouty comes on for France.
Well, still a continuation of a great performance from Pouty in the 2nd. I mean, Cadeau has done the job here, and Rajski a bit on the back foot. I think this coming leg, Pouty against Gruglewski, is going to tell us a lot of the story to come. Now, I believe the Polish team has just indicated a substitution. So that would mean that Radkowski will be coming in for either Reisky or Seiss coming up.
So we're into the we're into the fourth period of 9.
Final action there. Parry off target, Pouty. I think looking ahead, I can see where they, even if it's tactical substitution, perhaps put Radkowski in for Reisky against Lepeshu. Radkowski is big and a control fencer. Video review.
Referees taking their time with that one.
Yeah, having a good long look. Yeah. Nothing given there. Off target. You see how Glevsky holds his weapon coming forward. It's absence of blade. He's trying to keep it out of the way. And
then like a viper,
yeah,
lets his arm shoot forward and stings on target.
Pouty's attack. Glevsky looking to the box. Will he challenge? He will not.
Good from Pouty there.
Yeah. That's not a bet you're going to win with this guy.
Oh.
Jumps in with the
brilliant
stop hit.
Brilliant.
He sees what Gruglevsky's doing.
Well, he got caught the last time Gruglevsky did that big, long attack. He was able to finish. That time, Pouty didn't allow him to get up ahead of steam.
That's
just
correct.
nipped in. Tried it again, but it wasn't his right of way.
Yeah, Gruglevsky was able to finish that time.
Yeah. Didn't spin out of the way quick enough.
That was a beauty. I wish we had slow-mo for this, because as Pouty stepped in, he just turned his body, and Gruglevsky just went right past him.
It was almost like the Matrix, like the bullet time in the Matrix. He managed to make his body just move out of the way.
And he did so successfully. Still Gruglevsky's attack off target. Parry, counter parry, and final action, Gruglevsky.
So one more point needed for Maxime Pouty, and he's going after it, setting up an attack. Trying to beat the blade, look for an opening, off target. It was Pouty's attack, but he didn't manage to land on target. And rolls reversed. off target for the pole. I'm not sure if that's working for Ryglowski.
Well, it did then.
When he's defending, he seems to love this kind of like reaching out points in line and overextending. And when he's attacking, he keeps his blade right back and out of the way. So 19 apiece.
That's a nice attack there from Ryglowski, and that will close it out.
And did just that, weapon hand held right back so that Maxime Pauty could not initiate the parry riposte. Now this one is going to be really, really crucial. Erwan Lepochu is going to have to prove that he can still fence.
And the substitution was for this match.
Yeah.
It is Redkowski on for Reisky. And we thought that would be the case, that they bring in the big bruiser against Lepochu. And let's see if Lepochu has had an espresso in the break.
So Andrei Radskowski, at 21 years old, 34 in the world ranking. Won a junior and cadet gold at the World Championships in Plovdiv in 2014.
Yeah.
So that was probably a cadet, wasn't he? He's 21 now. 2014. That would have been a cadet. That would have been a cadet rather than a junior gold.
I remember that. Oh, that was nice. You see somebody that tall and that long, and then they go up and in and down in close quarters like that. Oh, lovely, lovely attack from Redkowski. And the misery continues for Erwan Lepochu.
So in the last two, in the semi-final and in this bronze medal match, Lepochu has only hit the target 3 times.
Was it that many?
Hey!
Did he get one? He
got
did.
one,
Okay,
yes.
great. I'm glad.
So what is he doing? What's he doing wrong? What's happened to
Well,
Erwan Lepochu?
you know, I mean, maybe he's not doing anything wrong. Maybe, you know, I don't know, but he's just not connecting.
He must be doing something wrong.
Well,
I mean, that last leg that he had against Cheremisinov, he'd kind of given up at that stage. They were 40-10 down, so I think he just conserved his energy, so that's fair enough. But to come into this, the first leg of this fight, and not register a single point.
I tell you what he's registering a lot of are off targets. And
yeah, maybe his eye just isn't in. He's just, I don't know, what would be a problem that would mean that you just weren't hitting the target?
maybe is a concentration issue. I don't know. He doesn't look to me. You know, you think back to a year ago, and you know, he could cut a diamond with his focus, and it's just not there right now. That was a perfect Peshu.
Well, this is the best leg that he's had.
And then walks into a stop hit.
Frustration, real frustration for Erwin Lepeshu.
Okay, well, look, he's got some points on the board now. He's got 3 on the board, and that's not enough. And that's not what...
well, he's the anchor. That's their problem.
Sorry, he's got 4 now, doesn't he? 23, yeah. So, but yeah, he's the anchor. You know, he hasn't got another leg to, you know, to try and work on improvement. I think the French are going to have to really give this some thought. Is it going to be Lefort that comes in? I don't believe it will be. I believe that, you know, they will trust and believe that you know, that Erwin Lepeshu will pull out of it. I hope he does. Okay, going into the 6th, Jeremy Cadeau back on for France, Michael Seiss for Poland. And see, you know, we had Pouty, Cadeau, Pouty that just really got things going for France. Are they in trouble now? No, they're not. But they need to get back. They need to get that, you know, they need to get that mojo back here. And so we'll have Cadeau and Pouty, and then Cadeau and Lepeshu. But I think the French know that these, the 6th, 7th, and 8th are the time to make hay while the sun shines.
Well, they're going to have to. They really are. They want to give Erwin Lepeshu a cushion going into the anchor leg against Michael Seiss, because in the form he's in, he's not going to make up a deficit. So they're going to need to do something special. Cadeau has got 2 cracks at it. He's on now, then Pouty, and then it's back to Cadeau again. But he's been their
Takes a
best
step
so far.
in, and Seiss is all over him.
He could have done that a bit more gently.
He didn't. I mean, we don't have slow-mo, but I could tell he did not hit the mask. Got him on the bib.
Oh, Cora call.
There's no hit given there.
No.
Seiss going to have his weapon checked. And he will surrender it.
Well, one thing for sure, the whole balance of the French team and the morale of the French team is severely disrupted. The question is why? Why is it going so wrong for them here?
Well, I think that thanks to Maxime Pouty, it's going right for them. But they do have, they've got an empty chamber is the, you know, is the biggest problem. But they've shown, especially in 2, 3, and 4, that instead of asking Erwin Lepeshu to carry the team, they can carry the team for Erwin Lepeshu. It's a team.
Right, we shall see. We shall see. Score sits at 27-24. We're in the 6th. The target is 30.
There have been plenty of times when Erwin Lepeshu has carried the French team. Nice tack there from Cadeau. Okay, we've got conductivity. All right, what happens when you are in a very hot environment like we are? You start sweating, your jacket gets wet, and then when that happens, it becomes conductive. So you get hit on the arm off of the valid target area, it's going to come up. It's going to come up as a hit, and we don't know for a fact that that's what happened on that hit. But the guy who got hit, Michael Seiss, is pretty sure. So they just tested.
Well, you can feel it, don't you? You can feel where you've been hit. So you're like, ooh.
And then they just tested, and in fact, his arm is conductive. And the thing is that they're not going to take that hit away. You know, it just happens.
Yeah. So no fencing in the rain. It would be a very bad idea.
Yeah, actually. It would be an electrifying experience.
Talking of rain, sky opened last night.
Oh, did it?
It absolutely chucked it down.
Well, I was still in the hall when it started, and it sounded like a freight train.
Well, luckily, I've made it across the road to the pub.
As you do. But you had an important football match to watch.
Not as important as this.
Good answer. Okay, here we go.
So 27-25, jacket change, and we're underway again. You get one chance, don't you?
Yeah.
You get one chance.
Not four.
Got to chase them down the end of your piece, out the room. Well, these points are crucial, really, for France. Need to get back on level pegging, because they know that their anchor man is not really firing on all cylinders. And if they give him a deficit, then I really fear for their chances of taking this bronze medal.
This is a really good Poland team, and they are firing on all cylinders today. I mean, they've got everything working. And something's not working right for France, other than Maxime Pouty and Jeremy Cadeau.
How did he finish? How did he fashion a hit out of that?
I don't know. He got him on the back,
I think, yeah, he reached around behind him.
Yeah, he did.
That was,
see that from here. It's a valid target on the back. We've had a couple of times here in this bronze medal match where, you know, it's like, wouldn't it be great to see that in slow-mo? But we're not going to get slow-mo until we get to the gold medal matches.
well, the referees have. And they've had a little look at it. And the point stands.
Yeah.
No, we saw it. So one more needed for Poland. And we'll be, there it is.
Yeah.
We're done with the second, third, and we're into the business end of this match for the bronze medal. we've seen, apart from the substitution, Radzowski, who came in for Radsky, we've seen everyone twice. How's everyone looking?
Wait, is Reisky, okay, that was a tactical substitution. Radkowski only in for that leg. Reisky is back in. Yeah. So how are we looking?
With our indicators.
Lepeshue's on -6.
Jeremy Caddo's on a +1. He's the only one that's...
Pouty is...
Pouty's also +1. By my maths.
Right.
So both Pouty
Yeah.
and Caddo on +1 and Irvin Lepeshu on a -6. So Pouty needs to go on a little bit of a run here.
Well, there was 3 in that last leg in the 6th for Caddo, and that wasn't enough.
It's not over yet, though. If Pouty can do well here, well, he was off the piste, but he was still, because he was the one that had crossed. He was still.
Well, we've got the assessor's hand up. Card coming out for covering. Yep. So. He is now on a penalty. I mean, look, the Polish, the coaches, the athletes have been sitting there watching Maxime Pouty run wild, and something like that is really difficult to do because he's doing it when the distance is really close. But if he's a step farther out, so it's a distance management issue for Poland. You saw there Reisky backing up, backing up, backing up, and then the flick. But if you just stay in there with him, Pouty will do that.
Yeah.
Jumps in with the counter or launches that quick attack.
Well, you need to be able to move backwards as quickly as he can move forwards. And that's not an easy thing.
No, but they all train for that. That was a really, really nice parry from Maxime Pouty there. He's up for it. He'll do everything he can to put France over the line, but I think Poland has got a lot to say about this. And unless the veil, nothing given there, unless the veil of darkness has been lifted from the eyes of Irwin Lepeshu,
Nice.
wow. Pouty keeping France's spirits up here.
Yeah, Pouty scores a beautiful Kodak-style hit and then gives a point away a couple of seconds later.
Okay, Reisky has asked for a video review here. And he gave a signal to the referee, and I didn't get it. But they're back pretty quickly. Okay. Hit stands.
So 1 point in it.
Well, that's given as Pouty's attack.
Yeah, beautiful. So 33 all.
Oh, now it's given us a parry.
Yeah.
So I was going to say. He just comes.
Oh, nice.
I'm backing up, but just for 1 millisecond because I'm coming right back at you.
Well, it's a delight to watch Maxime Pouty when he's in full flow. Stop there, though. Tied at 34 apiece. 1 point needed.
Yeah, parry there from
Parry.
Reisky to end it.
So 35 plays 34 as we go from the 7th to the 8th.
Well, that was big there for Maxime Pouty. He had 8, and you know that's great. Kato has to keep it going, and Kato's going to face Gruglevsky, and Gruglevsky is big and he's good.
So Maxime Pouty finishes on a +4 indicator. He can hold his head up and say, well, I did my job for the team. Put them back almost on level pegging. Now this one is huge for Jeremy Cato.
Well, based on what we know right now, this is the make or break moment for France.
Yeah.
Because after that, we have no visibility, as they say. Yeah, that attack of Gruglevsky's is in a different way just about as deadly as what Pouty has been doing.
Attacking with the hand back. Coil spring.
Well, it's not just that the hand is back. Yes, the hand is close to the body, but the blade is going across the body. Levsky asking for a video here. It's given as Kato's attack. Well, Enzo Lafort is still seated. Erwin Lepichou is up.
Yep, it's going to be Pechu. Well, we would have seen the request for a substitution come in, and there hasn't been one.
Referee's coming back here. That was a good call.
Yep.
From Christian Gruglevsky.
Cadeau's not registered a point
Oh.
in this leg and won't get that one either.
Yeah. It's going to take something magic has got to happen with Erwin Lepichou. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and went on a 40-point run. Not that he would need that. He needs a weapon. Is it a weapon? What does he come off for? He's disconnected from the spool. somebody from one of the French coaches, I think it may have been Chloe, has just scampered out of the room. Now he's left his weapon on the piste.
Yeah, left his mask, left his weapon. He's now got a towel over his head, and he's just head in hands. And we're staying in the same hotel as the French team. I don't think the mood in the camp is going to be particularly good if they can't rescue this and at least come away with a bronze medal.
Well, I mean, sometimes stuff happens, you know, and there was certainly an early indicator, and that was in the Russia match that something was sorely amiss. What was their score against Belarus? Belarus in the quarterfinal, it was France 45, Belarus 40. And then from there, 45-10, lost to Russia.
So I think they've gone to get another jacket.
Yeah.
It is very hot, very humid.
Yeah, at a point at which France cannot.
Yeah, here we go.
Cannot give up a hit. To give up a hit on conductivity of a jacket is, well, he's saying that one's wet too. Well, he's taken off his plastron, which is the half jacket, protective jacket. He's taking his t-shirt off. Look away. Look away now. Can we run some cartoons here or something?
He's keeping his trousers on.
Yeah, you got some Simpsons over there we could watch. Thank you.
So he's taking his t-shirt off, and he's putting his plastron back on without the t-shirt. It's quite a ripe atmosphere and quite a ripe smell in this arena, and you don't actually notice it until you go outside. I went outside yesterday in the finals. It was quite the hall was quite full. And you go outside, you have a breath of fresh air.
You haven't been to enough fencing competitions.
And then you come back in and, oh, it was starting to smell pretty ripe.
You haven't been in enough school gyms.
Catania was the hottest, wasn't it?
At Legnano.
Legnano.
Legnano European Championships was so hot that it was, I mean, you couldn't smell anything because your brain was fried. He doesn't seem to be in any hurry to get back up on the piste, but he's going to have to do it.
Air conditioning. I know it's not very good for the planet. Well, sometimes they overdo the air conditioning, particularly if you're in a commentary position and you're sat right next to it, up in the stands. You can be absolutely freezing. Rio was like that, so the Olympics.
I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air-conditioned cars, air-conditioned offices, air-conditioned houses.
I've been in the UK for 20-something years, and when I go there now, it's like, can you turn that off? Well, you can for about 10 minutes, and then you got to turn it back on again.
So this delay will mean that we'll roll straight through the Italian women's sabre team are
Yeah, I'm
having a little chat with the men's French men's team foil.
I'm surprised, frankly, that they have not like told him to get your jacket on and get back on the piste. That was what about it? 6-8 minute break there.
Hey, we're back underway, and whatever, it's given Caddo some thinking time.
Yeah,
Well,
attack is through.
Yeah, the attack goes through from the pole, and
That will
it
close
is
it out.
yeah 40-35. Now, in normal situations, Erwin Lepechou coming on against Michael Seiss, you would think, right, okay, time for the Lepechou magic to roll. He's going to go on a complete
Okay,
fest, and he's done it before, but he is really not firing on all cylinders today.
he's coming in here on a -6 indicator, and he's managed a grand total of 4 points, and that all came in one leg. Caddo managed only one hit in the 8th, and you know, Pouty did his job. Caddo did not, and you know that Seiss has got his focus on here. He wants to take this over the line. Okay, that's a Peshu moment. He's going to watch those counters.
Off target. That's been the problem for Lepechou all day. Why is that happening?
Seiss got the parry, but couldn't find the target. You know he can do it. You know he can.
Well, Michael Seiss will start to feel a little nervous now. He hasn't registered a point. And Erwin Lepechou.
There's a lot of shouting going on, and as Seiss was having his weapon check, he put his hand out like, stop yelling so much.
There goes Lepechou. Oh, just fell short at that time. Seiss stamping his foot there as he was driving
He's
forward.
trying to drive. not only is he pushing him back, but that is to elicit a response. It's still Sais's attack.
Again,
Still
Sais
Sais's attack.
Lepichou trying to jump in on these counters, but he's getting tagged.
The Polish coach is like telling everybody to calm down in their box. Nothing given there. There's a big size difference between Michael Sais and Erwin Lepichou. And they'll come together, clash of guards like that. You'll be able to feel it.
Started well for Pichou in this anchor leg. Scored 3 unanswered, but now Sais has scored 3 back-to-back hits as well.
Parry, final action parry, Lepichou.
Sais crossed. Lepichou had one chance to get him, but missed. Point. And that
Single light.
yeah, brings us to potentially one more needed for Poland. No. Referee called halt. You only get one chance. He had 2 there. Referee signaling 2.
Parry,
Parry
riposte,
and
Michael
riposte,
Sais.
and Poland have won the bronze medal. And the magic that we hoped, the magic that we expected from Erwin Lepichou and the rest of the French team failed to materialize, and they have had a very disappointing day.
A
And
-7 indicator for Erwin Lepichou.
not what you would have expected from the French men's foil team. Big disappointment, but hats off to Poland. They've got a young team.
Yeah, they earned it. They earned that. They deserved the bronze medal. It wasn't just the fact that Erwin Lepichou was having a bad day today. That Polish team earned that bronze medal.
Yeah, fantastic performance by the Poles. And standout fencer, David, the MVP.
Well, I would.
The MVF, the most valuable fencer.
The most valuable fencer, the one who